So yeah, so you can go ahead with the program.
Oh, I lost you.
Oh, yeah. So good morning, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for being here today. Um, so we're just gonna be having a quick 15 minutes interactive session, like question and answering, because I know very well that I have a lot of people that they have questions, and then even some of them have applied before, some of them still wants to apply, but they don't know how to go about everything. And with the way the whole of with the way everything is going on now, including the visa side and all that. So people are still speculating if admission are going on and all that. So, but we're gonna start the session by introducing by um, talking about the programs we offer at Southeastern, and then including the degrees. So and so before we move into the question and answer, so guys, I know some of you are already joining on the YouTube channel. So today we have with us Mrs. Ann Conrad from Southeastern Louisiana University. Of course, that's my international admission officer. So and also so we're gonna be answering your questions. So you can start typing your question in the YouTube session. So we're gonna answer as much as possible we can cover. So you can talk now. You can go ahead.
Oh, you sent it over to me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So over to you.
Hi, well, my name is Anne. I am the DSO over at Southeastern University. I do all of your admission questions, admissions processing, and then after you have been admitted, I will issue the immigration documents um, that you will need to go to the embassy for a visa appointment. Um, we have a bunch of different levels that you can apply for as an F1 student. Those are the ones I'm going to kind of focus on mostly. We have our undergraduate programs, and then we also have master's programs that you can apply for. Unfortunately, at this time, our PhD program is 100% online. So, therefore, that is not eligible for international students that are coming over as F1. However, you can still apply for any program we have at Southeastern. If it is a 100% online program, that one you can do at home from your home country. Um, you just will not be able to get a F1 visa to enter the US by doing a 100% online program. Um, let's see. Your documents. So basically, my suggestion is, or I'll say this. We are still processing students for the fall semester, which begins in August. We know that a lot of the embassies have shut down currently at the moment, but that's not to say that the embassy won't open up in June or July. So we're still going about it as if they're not shut down at the moment. Amola, you just tell me when I need to stop talking and that you have questions for
Oh yeah.
me.
So I understand. So, as regards the degree, so I know some people. The first question is, um what are the requirements for? Are there like a particular requirement for specific degrees, or like we have general requirements for for the old degrees? Like for example, now once you complete your the required documents, is it the same as if you want to probably apply to an engineering department? Is it the same as if you want to apply to an art, you know, course and all that, or is there a specific?
Yes. For undergraduate, now you do have your beginning freshman, which is someone who has completed their secondary education
Mhm.
um, and has never attended a university. Those, we just need your high school transcripts or your senior secondary school. We need those documents submitted from the university or the high school itself over to international at southeastern.edu. Um, undergraduate is pretty much as a beginning freshman, everyone has to submit the same thing.
Mm.
Um, it's basically your senior secondary education. And then if you have an exit exam based on your country, that
Mhm.
needs to be submitted. And then test scores are considered optional. The reason why we say that is there is a possibility that a student can be admitted once we convert the GPA over without test scores. Test scores, which is your SAT or ACT, is used for scholarships, but we do
Okay.
use that for admissions if for some reason your GPA does not waive those requirements.
Mm. Okay.
So that is no matter whether you're coming in as nursing. Sorry, there's a gnat flying around in my face. um, there, it's the same for whether you're enrolling in computer science, nursing, music, any of those programs as an undergraduate, that's the requirements for a beginning freshman.
Okay.
Now, if you've attended a university after high school,
Mhm.
that's what's considered a transfer student. So it means that you would need to get a course by course evaluation done of your university. Basically, it is telling us how your credits from your home country transfer over to a US credit. So that's what that course by course evaluation tells us. Um, you can use World Evaluation Services, SpanTran. I have a whole list of probably about 20 different companies that we accept. So when the student does apply, I'll send that message. So that way you know which ones you can use. Do you want me to go ahead and tell them about graduate
Yeah.
admissions,
Yeah. Of course.
the requirements? Okay. So for graduate admissions, you have to have completed a bachelor's degree from your home country. You do not need to submit high school information. We just need proof of your transcripts with your grades and then your diploma showing your degree.
Mm.
Different programs do have additional documentation that they require. Um, just for example, like which one is it? ISAT. which is our integrated science and technology, they require a letter of intent, which is like, what do you plan to do once you get this degree? And then they may require references.
Okay.
So ISAT does require 3 references. But in your application portal, once you apply, those those requirements will show up to let you know what's needed.
So does the school require a statement of purpose like for master students?
It depends on the program. Different programs do have different requirements. Like MBA, it doesn't require any of that. Um, our counseling program does require a statement of purpose, but each program does have its requirements listed on their website,
Mm-hmm.
um, showing like what documents they need, whether they need references, your resume, those type of things. Each one does require different things because, like I said, MBA,
Mm-hmm.
they just need your transcripts and your diploma.
Mm. Okay. So the other thing, the next question is for the uh departments, which is the for the degrees which we have undergrad and the masters. So is there a specific required ACT score or I mean, is there an equivalent test that someone can take as an international student? Like, because I remember for me, I took what is it? Alex. I took Alex and I took Duolingo. So is it also the same for some department? Like, you know, I mean, I said some departments, degrees.
SAT.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex, yes.
So is it also the same like
hmm
that? Like, if the
So
student.
remember,
Mhm.
SAT. So if for some reason you're so those are test options. So say a student can't take the SAT or is taking the SAT and can't get over a certain score. Your other options, if your GPA does not waive your test requirements,
Mhm.
Alex is what we use for math placement. And then Duolingo or AccuPlacer is what we can use for English placement. Like I said, if you have basically if you have less than a 3.2 GPA, then test scores are required. If you
Mhm.
don't want to take the SAT or you don't have the ability to take the SAT, we're going to say, hey, why don't you take um, Duolingo or Alex um, to be able to get admitted to the university? That also kind of falls into one of the scholarship options that we have
Mhm.
to be admitted and to get our qualify for our non-resident fee waiver. Students have to have what's called no developmental tests or
Mm.
no developmental courses that they have to take. So you would have to meet the English and the math placement. Um, so that may have been Amole why I asked you to take them was so that you could qualify for the out of state fee waiver. Um, because that fee waiver takes a big chunk of tuition fees off of um, your fee bill.
Oh, okay. So, oh, come on. I need to pull up something. So, in terms of uh, the scholarship also, because I know some people were they were concerned about they were having issues in knowing what their scholarship value is like because last I mean during the last semester I had people that wanted to apply and then you know they were like um they need to know the value value of the scholarship so that they can put it on the statement, uh, I think financial statement of
Financial
support,
statement of support.
something like
Mhm.
that. So they wanted to get the value of the scholarship so that they can be able to put it. But uh, that's been a difficulty for them because I know they need to upload their. Is it they need to upload their financial statement first, or they need to upload everything at the same time? Which one is much better?
No, so what we tell students a lot of times is just get us the documents that we need to admit you. That's going to be your test scores and your transcripts. Once we get it to admitted,
Hmm.
then when it usually takes about 24 to 48 hours for a student to move over from the scholarship, I mean from the application portal into Workday. Once they're in Workday, the scholarship report kind of runs in the background, and then it puts the scholarship into their application portal. So that's why I always say, get me your documents so I can get you admitted. Bank statement and financial statement of support, even the passport, is not needed until it's time to issue the immigration documents. The financial statement of support, the bank statement, and your passport is what's needed for me to issue the I-20. But I don't need that to admit you.
Okay. So filling the financial statement of support, uh, are they gonna be able to get the value of the scholarship before so that they can put it on the financial statements of support, or they don't need to do that? Probably they just need to just declare the amount on the financial statement and then just upload it, or they need to put that in.
No, I mean, if it was me applying, I would go ahead and get in my transcripts and my test scores.
Mhm.
And then once it comes to me, I can admit you. I usually, if you're eligible for the out of state fee waiver, I've put that on as soon as I admit a student. So they should get that email within a day. Then the process for the beginning freshman honor scholarship, that usually takes about 24 hours for it to roll on. But once it does, that information also shows up in their slate portal. So, or in their application portal. So, I would say usually about 2 days after they've been admitted, they're going to know what scholarships they're eligible for. And then from there, they can put that on their financial statement of support.
Okay.
But if for
So,
some reason
mhm,
it they're not they don't see it within 2 days, they can always contact me and be like, hey, because sometimes it may take a little longer if the school that they attended is not in Workday, it has to be created. So it may take it a little bit longer, but I can always reach out to scholarships and be like, hey, what is this student eligible for? And then they can let me know, and then I can let the student know.
okay. So, today we have I have my assistant here. Her name is Jessica. So she also have some couple of questions she wants to ask. And Jessica, are you there?
Yes,
Yeah.
hello.
So
Jessica.
Okay.
can you open your camera? Can you open your camera? So Mrs. Mm,
Okay, I have a couple questions. Thank you
Mhm.
very much, Miss Anne, for joining us.
Sure.
The first question that I have here is so for students all the way in their home country trying to apply, because excuse me, I have a couple friends in Nigeria
Mhm.
that want to come over here. So like generally after all the information have been submitted, like approximately how long does it like take for them to get a response? Because some students, they've been texting me instead and they're like, how do I know so I can know when to get a visa date? I don't want to have to defer my admission to the next semester,
Right.
and I already submitted everything. So like, is there a need for them to like constantly email the school, or there's a specific time for processing?
So usually, like right now, I've caught up with all applications. So if for some reason, because I have a report that tells me, hey, these students are now ready for you to work on their application.
Hmm.
If for some reason there's maybe something that's keeping them from moving on to that report, my suggestion is always to have the student email international at
Okay.
southeastern.edu and just ask for an application update. Say, hey, I'm just checking on my application. Usually it'll take, if all the documents are there, usually it takes less than a week for me
Okay.
to process it and get it rolling. Especially right now, I've actually caught up with all my applications. So if a student has submitted everything and there's nothing left missing from their list, please reach out to me at international at southeastern.edu so I can check and see what may be causing them not to
Yeah.
move. Because it may be something with the query that was created for me that is messing up and not moving them. And that's what I want to look at. Because I never want someone to be missed.
True. Okay. So, you made mention of the international passport being one requirement to get a I-20.
Mhm.
Yes. So, do students want to know what else they would like they would need to take to the embassy aside from their I-20? Is there anything you can like tell them about the embassy? Because it's really scary going to the embassy, especially for the first time. So,
Right.
like, is there any tips in general you would like to like give other students that would want to come to the United States, but
Mhm.
they're like done with the application phase and they're trying to get the visa to let them come in here. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So usually every time I send out a an application, oh, sorry about that. Every time I send out an admission packet for every student, I always provide a specific set of documents for every student. The first one's going to be a pre arrival checklist. That basically tells the student, okay, I'm in my immigration phase. First thing I need to do, did I get my I-20? Yes. Second thing, check it for errors. Make sure that, because I can very easily transpose letters, put October instead of August for when I'm doing it. My fingers are going fast and I'm trying to catch everything, but I am human, so I can make mistakes. But I definitely tell students check to make sure all that's correct. If the information is correct, the next thing is going to be to pay the SEVIS fee,
Okay.
which is and I have directions, links, everything to make it the easiest way possible to where when it comes time to do the immigration, it's step by step. It's very laid out for them. I also include the I-20 is in their packet, their acceptance letter is in their packet. Then I also have a document that tells them about the SEVIS fee again. It gives them all the instructions on that. And then I also provide what we put a little tips and tricks for visa appointments in there. It's usually the last page, which probably by that time most students are like, I'm tired of reading all this mess, so I'm just not even going to look at anything else. But that page does have, things that the embassies look for that
Mhm.
could possibly make them be denied or
Yeah.
could help them. So definitely, I tell students to please read over that because we did like talk to other international students and say, hey, what are some things but just on the embassy immigration side, we know that, okay, if you can't show ties to your home country, they're not going to approve it because then they think you're going to overstay your welcome. Um, so there's definitely things like that we put on that document to help you, know about your program, what you want to do, what your goals are with it, all of that. All that information is on that document that a lot of students have said is very helpful.
Okay. Thank you very much for that
Mhm.
answer. I have another question from a student. The student is asking how early can an F1 student enter the United States before their program start date?
It's 30 days. So you can enter the US 30 days before the program starts. So right now our program for fall is August 19th. The earliest they can enter is July 18th.
Okay. Yeah.
So and we tell a lot of students if you can get in early and you have family that's here that you want to visit, it's perfectly fine to go visit your family before you enter, before you come. They have now made orientation mandatory for students for the just, oh gosh, I just drew a blank on when that one is. Let me look it up
Okay.
real quick. So, and then of course, we always do have the international orientation, which is geared specifically to our international students. So,